section has a repeat. This is what a repeat looks like. See, right here? This is what a repeat looks like. So which means those two dots, once you get to the end to measure 53, you go back to 45 and you do it again. Repeat, repeat, repeat. Go for it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. You're too excited. That's right. Miss Lilette's excited. She's going to keep going, right? She's not going to stop. Now, here's the deal. Guys, we did this 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe you've been hearing cowbells like 1, 2, 3, 4 over and over again. This section in Canon Remix is the quarter note section. The wind players are playing quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're moving your fingers, right? You're getting it going. If you're piano players, you're playing the same groove. Drums, you're playing the train rhythm, the rock rhythm. But the wind players, they're playing these notes, right? It's more exciting. This part's more exciting. It's a little bit more challenging, but once you get it, it's a lot of fun. What else do they need to know, Miss Lilette?
You might think, oh gosh, all these notes, it's going faster. Scary, what do I do? But don't freak out. All you have to do is practice the notes slowly and practice moving your fingers quickly so that you can go effectively from one note to the next. It's not as fast as you think it is. Don't get freaked out. What else do they need to know, Mr. Bernice? Is that it? You've got it.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Stop. Guys, go slow. Take it slowly. Go for it. Here's what your part sounds like on each instrument. All right, so here's a little tangent. If you're wondering, how do I practice this section? Practice it one measure at a time. So if we were in band class, we're practicing it one measure at a time, which is 4 notes. Each quarter note gets a beat, and then you add the next measure. So for instance, let's practice the first measure. Here's what the first measure sounds like. 1, 2, 3, 4. Once you get the first measure, add the first measure and the second measure. So add 1 and 2 together. That would be 8 notes. Add the first measure and the second measure. Here's what it sounds like. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you add the third measure, and then the fourth measure, and then you keep starting with the first measure, keep adding on. That's the best way to do it. Even if you get the first measure, that's the most important one. So get the first measure, and then if you can get the first measure, it will unlock all of the rest of the notes. Go for it, guys. So if you practice this slowly, eventually you'll be able to speed it up and play it just like this.
Okay, here is the flute part at 45. Okay, here is the clarinet part at 45. is the saxophone part at measure 45.
Tenor sax, here are your notes. Trumpets, here are your notes. Now, trumpets have a high version and a low version. I'm going to play the high version. It doesn't matter which version you play. They're both the same fingers. So here we go.
For the trombone! Euphonium!
Pianos. All right, pianos. You've got 8 notes. You can do this. 8 notes in the song, and the 8 notes repeats. All right, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to get the bass line. You can do this in your left hand. If you're righty, you can do it in your right hand, but you're going to need to use your right hand for some other things later. So here are your 8 notes. You've got a B flat. You've got an F, G, D, E flat, low B flat, back to E flat, and F. And it repeats again, and you're going to play each note for 4 beats. Here's what it sounds like. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then repeat. There you go. That's the bass line. Now I'm going to show you how to add the chords. So if you're like, oh, I got that, and you want to add the next layer, here's what this is going to look like. So pianos, now we're going to add chords. A chord is 3 or more notes put together at the same time. So if I were playing 3 notes at the same time, this was what a chord would sound like. So if we were to add chords on top of the bass line that you learned, this is what it would sound like. This is what all the parts sound like together. I'll play it first, and then we'll break it down. 1, 2, ready, go. repeat. Okay, so chords. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so we can see how these chords work. And I'm just going to build them. We'll put the notes on the screen so you can see what they are, and then you can get them one at a time. The first chord is a B flat chord. B flat, D, F. The next chord is an F major chord. F, A, C. The next chord is a G minor chord. G, B flat, D. The next chord is a D minor chord. D, F, A. Next chord is an E flat major chord. E flat, G, B flat. Go down to a low B flat chord. B flat, D, F. Back to E flat major chord. E flat, G, B flat. And then back to an F major chord. F, A, C. Those just repeat. There are 8 chords, 8 notes. You match it up with the bass line that you learned at the beginning, and then that's how all the parts come together. If you can just get the bass line, do the bass line. That's the most important part. If you feel like you've mastered the bass line and want to add the chords, go for that. All right? Make it happen, guys.
All right, guys. This is 8 measures of your rock groove. It sounds like this.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So Anthony, how do you play this groove?
Awesome, guys. So it's every beat on the bass drum, 16 notes on the hi-hat, and 2 and 4 on the snare. So it's pretty simple, pretty cool, but it's awesome. It's one of the best rock grooves we got in the band.
Let's say you have one drum, right? If you have one drum, you're going to just play 16th notes with a few hits. So if you're thinking 16th notes, you're thinking 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. Now Anthony's going to play just the 16 notes alone on the rim first, just to show you what you can play, all right? This is just straight 16 notes. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 2, ready, go. And a 2E and a 3E and a 4 and stop. Now, if you add some hits there on beats 2 and 4, you're going to hit the center of the drum, and that's going to give you a cool groove, right? So it's going to go 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4. So whenever you get to 2 and 4, you do a hit no matter what drum you have. Here's what that sounds like. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4 and 1, 2, ready, go. And stop. You do that for 8 measures. Go for it.
All right, guys. This is what the whole rhythm section sounds like.
1, 2, ready, go.